Hey, welcome to this video on addition with the whole numbers. We'll start here by defining what addition really is. And addition is just combining numbers, really. So, way back forever in elementary school, Sally has 3 apples, John has 2 apples. If they put them together, they have 5 apples. That's what we mean by addition. So, addition can be defined on a number line. If I have a problem, an addition problem, let's say I have 3 plus 5. On the number line, that means starting at 3, let's call this 3, then to move to the right on the number line by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count where we are, that ends up being 8. So we started at 3, moved over to the right by 5, we got to 8. That's the addition problem, 3 plus 5. So we would say 3 plus 5 equals 8. Likewise, I can start, let's say I had 3 apples and Sally had 5, we ended up having 8. It's the same thing as saying Sally has 5 apples and I had 3, how many do we combine? It doesn't matter which one we start with, right? 5 plus 3 is starting at 5 and going 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 6, 7, 8. We still end up at 8 if I start at 5 and move to the right 3. Right? So 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8. That gives us our first property of addition, and that property is called the commutative property. So addition is commutative, which is to say it doesn't matter in which order you write it. So 3 plus 5 we just found was the same thing as 5 plus 3. And that is true in general. If I have an addition problem, I can switch the order and it's going to be the same. So that is to say, any numbers a plus b, whatever those might be, is the same thing as b plus a. And that's my commutative property. Alright. So we have defined addition here on the number line. That doesn't mean that we're always going to do addition on the number line. Doing addition on the number line can become tedious extremely quickly. For example, if I have to add, let's say 23 plus 49. I don't really want to tick out 49 spots on my number line. To do so, looks like this. Starting at 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, I don't want to do this. I'm going to lose count probably. There's probably no way I'm going to get 49 tick marks between here and the end of the arrow without squishing them back together. So it looks kind of ugly. I don't want to do that every time. So instead, I'm going to use what's called a column addition, right? Which is to say I'm going to put my numbers in a column. So let's say I want to add 23 and let's say 15, right? The other ones aren't too bad, but if I still tick mark them out, that's still at minimum 15 and at maximum 23 tick marks, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put them in a column. So I'm going to put 23, and again it doesn't matter because it's commutative, it doesn't matter if the 23 goes first or the 15 goes first, but I'm going to stack them on top of each other so that my 1's digits are on top of each other and my 10's digits are on top of each other, and if I had hundreds and so on, they would stack. Right? And then I just start with the 1's. I'll add my 1's together, 5 and 3 is 8 1's, and then I just add my 10's together. 2 and 1 is 3, 3 10's, so I have 3 10's and 8 1's, that's the number 38, right? And the stacking works for any addition that you have to do. Let's say, let's add 410 and 216, right? Again, I just stack them. 410 My 2 is in my hundreds place, so I'm going to stack it under my hundreds here, and then everything else should just follow. But again, your 1 should line up, your 10 should line up, your 100 should line up, and you should have that column. And we just column by column, and we just go column by column and add. 0 and 6 is 6, 1 and 1 is 2, 4 and 2 is 6. So altogether, 410 plus 216, 626. Again, if I had to tick mark this out, that would take ages, and I would never get to that far without losing count. So this is quick and easy to do it by grouping this way. One thing that you must be aware of here, though, is sometimes you have to carry. Like if I add my 1s together and they're more than 9, I'm going to have to carry over to the 10s column. So some people call this regrouping, carrying, whatever you want to call it. But if I have something like, say, 136, and I'm adding 208 to that, and I stick them in my columns, so 136, 208. Right off the bat, 8 plus 6 is 14, right? That's 2 digits, so I don't want to stick a 2-digit number in this last digit. So I'm going to put the 4, or regroup because the 1 is a 10, so I'm just going to plug that 1 over into the 10s column and add it to the 10s. So I have 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 0 more is still 4. And then my hundreds, 1 plus 2 is 3, so altogether I have 344. And we might see that we have to carry multiple times. Let's say 268 plus 185. If I put these in my column, I've got 268 and 185. Right. Once I start here, 8 plus 5, that gives me 13. So I'll write the 3 and carry the 1. Now I've got a 6 plus an 8 plus 1 more, right? That gives me 14 plus 1 more is 15. So again, I'll carry the 1, because I'm in the 10s and I have 15 1s, but the 10 carries over into the hundreds, right? So I carry that over. 2 plus the 1 more is 3, plus the 1 gives me 4, and altogether I have 453. So you have to be careful. Sometimes with really long numbers you have to carry 3 or 4 times, 5, 6, however many, but be aware of that. All right. Now this column addition works whether I'm adding 2 numbers or 3 numbers or 4 numbers. Let's add 123 plus 452 plus 807, right? I've got 3 different things I'm adding, but I can still write them in a column. Right? 123, my 452, I just make sure that each digit is in the right column, so the 4 is the hundreds, it should be lined up with the hundreds from the 123, and so on. And then the same with my 807, 07, right? My 1s are all in a column, my 10s are all in a column, my hundreds are all in a column. That's what I want here. And then I just add. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. So my 2, and I carry a 1 over. My 5 plus 2, 7, plus 1 more is 8, plus 0 more is still 8. I don't have to carry because that wasn't bigger than 10. Then I move over to my hundreds. 8 plus 4 plus 1 is 13. So I would carry, but there are no thousands here, so I can just carry that 1 over to be in the thousands, because essentially it's just 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, because there are no thousands in those numbers. So it's just 1. My final answer here then is 1,382. Okay. All right, one of the applications that we'll see quite a bit with this addition is perimeter. Perimeter is the sum of all of the edges of a shape. For example, if I have a rectangle, so perimeter, again, it's just the sum of all the edges. So again, let's say we have some rectangle that has one side is 3 and, oh, the other one is 5. And if I want to find the perimeter here, since it's a rectangle, I should know that the other side is also 3 and this top part would also be 5. Otherwise, it's not a rectangle, right? So the perimeter is just those 4 things added together. So it's a 3 plus the top is a 5 plus the right-hand side is 3 plus the bottom is 5. Right? And I can add these in any order that I want, right? 3 plus 5 is 8, plus another 3 is 11, plus another 5 is 16. Right? So addition we said was commutative, which means you can rearrange the way that you write it. I could rewrite this if I wanted to as 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 if I wanted to see it this way. And then just add bit by bit. 3 plus 3 is 6, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 6 plus 10 is 16, right? So again, it doesn't matter which order you do it in, you just add, and things combine. Let's see another one. Sometimes we'll have some funky shapes. So if I have something like that, right? The perimeter is just everything added together. So I need some values, so let's just call this 10, 8, 5, 6, 6, 7, 3, I don't know, 9, right? It doesn't matter. The perimeter of this is just all of these things added together. So 8 plus 5 plus 6, so let's write it, 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus another 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 9 plus 10. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Now, addition is nice because you can do whatever order you want, right? So I can take nice combinations. I know 7 plus 3 is 10. I like dealing with that. That's a 10. There's another 10 over here. The 9 I'll just kind of leave alone for a minute, right? 6 and 6, well, I know that's 12. 8 and 5, I can combine those, that's 13. Right? And then just keep adding stuff together, right? 10 and 10 I know is 20. I can quickly add 9 to that to get 29. Right? You can do this in whatever grouping you want. Or you can just start from the front. 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 6 more, plus 6 more, and move on and on, right? 13 and 12, that's 25. So I have 25 plus 29. If you want, you can put this into a column. 25, 29. That way I only have to worry about one-digit numbers again. 9 and 5 is 14. Carry my 1. 2 and 2 is 4. Plus the carried 1 is 5. And so my final answer, 54. Okay. All right, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys for the next one.